Pull up on Auntie at Trap Trees. Roll up a blunt and come eat with me. We wanna honor and uplift you based on the hustle that you do. Come on and treat with us. Infused wings and cake jars, waffle and cheesecakes, brownies and crispies. Come on and trap with me. Late night trapping with Auntie. Come on and pull up at Trap Trees. Late night trapping with Auntie. Come on and pull up at Trap Trees. Come on and Trap Trees. Late night trapping with Auntie. Kween Kalanii presents Trap Trees.
What up, though?
Hey.
Y'all, tonight I got one of my favorite people in Atlanta, and that would be Mr. Fredds. You know,
Yes,
I rocked
yes,
with
yes.
him, you know, from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? I rocked with him, you know, but I made for him tonight. You know, he's vegan, all vegan.
Yes.
So I made for him some tacos out of cauliflower. And I had him a bean salad, you know, I had another cucumber salad. Plus I had some fruit I made for him also, you know. So Mr. Fredds is vegan as all.
It looks amazing too.
You
It's
know,
all infused.
CBD, you know, infused up here.
Yeah.
But you know, my first question to you is, I ask all my guests is, if you could have an infused dinner, smoke hint with 3 people, who would they be and why?
Wow.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Oh, dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Oh, y'all gonna go there. Oh, man. All right. Well, quickly off the top of the dome, I would say instantly alive, an infused dinner. I think a good dinner with Wiz would be cool.
Okay,
You know, me and
absolutely.
Wiz, you know, I respect that gentleman. I love how he carry himself, and I think that a good meal with somebody with like mine would actually work, you know, in my favor. Dead or alive? Now see, when y'all say that dead, right? You know, I'm really like a spiritual individual.
I am too.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I always say one of my great ancestors, like one that was that preceded any of this that we know today. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I would sit down with him, and we would get to a level and get to a place where we can communicate.
Right.
And I would receive, you know, just knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That would be one of my goals. And then the last one, honestly, who else would have a dinner with me? Dead or alive? Dead or alive? Dead or alive? Oh, it's so difficult because you like.
You wouldn't want to do with Bob Marley?
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, see, like, Marley was high on my list. No, Bob Marley was high on my list. It has to be, honestly, it has to be a connoisseur of cannabis.
And he
right?
was a very good connoisseur. I mean, that's that culture.
Yes. So yeah, we'll say Bob Marley, because if I think if he was in his time now, we would have a whole different understanding of the cannabis plant itself.
Absolutely.
Right? For the purposes that he stood for and the community he represented. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just totally different. Like, so that would be amazing. Now, I would love to also smoke with those individuals.
Absolutely.
And have that type of experience that you can only have with those type of individuals. You know what I mean?
Because I want to have that experience with like Snoop.
Yes.
You know, I want to have that experience with like 2 Chainz.
Yes. Now, Chainz, that's what I'm saying. 2 Chainz, no. To be honest with you, 2 Chainz, Wiz, Snoop, and Mr. Fredds sound like the proper combination.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? That's the proper combination.
Yeah.
And also, I can't forget my big brothers over at Gas House. I really respect what they do.
Oh,
over
I
there.
do too.
Kingston, man,
Shout out to
Big
Gas
Bro.
House.
You know what I'm saying? Whenever
Yes.
you're ready, I'm available. You know what I'm about. The
Yes.
knowledge behind what we're doing. And the purposes behind what we're doing.
Absolutely.
And reaching the goals that they have achieved.
That was my first time going, so
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really did. It was a different experience.
Yeah, so
And
that's
I
what we
really
try to
enjoyed
offer. We try to offer something different with our company. You know, with Mr. Fredds, it's not just about the plant itself. It's about the culture. It's about the health and wellness. You know what I mean? So that's why when I was thinking about who I would want to have that dinner with, I'm like, damn, the list is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You say 3. Why would y'all narrow it down to just 3? What is that?
It is a challenge.
Because I'm into Dallas astrology, 3, 6, 9.
Oh, those beautiful numbers. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I see you. I see you.
So, you know, so
Okay.
3,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, why we couldn't just say which 9, dead or alive?
Oh,
You wouldn't
all
mind.
day.
You know what I mean? Because the list is crazy. And then I was
get
even
that
thinking
one.
even some politicians that you know
Absolutely.
probably have another side to them that they can't really display. You know what I
would love
mean?
to sit down with Barack.
Yes, you know what I mean? And be able to get into that great mind and just say,
Yes.
well, why has the world been this way about this crop? I'll wait. Barack. And many others who understand what the crop
Exactly.
purpose
Yeah.
truly is.
Yes,
Why
like
do
Al
we have
Sharpner.
Yeah.
I would love to pick his, because Al could teach you some knowledge. I would
Oh,
just
yeah.
suck him, just be there.
Al slick though. Al slick and
Oh,
smooth
yes,
now. He gonna
I
hit you
love
with the
it.
word play.
Baby.
You know.
But he has a lot, a lot of wisdom, and he's been out there a long time.
Yeah.
He's seen a lot,
Yeah.
so he would be one of them. So that's one of my questions, and
Okay.
my other question is, how old were you when you first experienced hemp?
All right. So without getting individuals, well, grown shit now, don't matter.
Yes.
So I guess my first experience with cannabis, and I'm gonna say cannabis because you got cannabis, you got hemp. They break it down, and you got marijuana and break it down. Either way, I think my first experience really was with marijuana first. You know what I'm saying? That gas.
Okay.
And at that time, I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't even like how now they got Zaza, Exotic,
Oh, yes.
Gas, Loud.
I
At this
told him
time,
like it was
it was
with
just-
me. We had like redhead sesame.
Yes.
We had like OG.
Yeah.
We had I said all these exotics and all these different names. It just.
Well,
but I like OG.
That just.
That's where
I think
grew
it
up.
came from. I think it came from the growers. The growers expanding.
Yeah.
Originally, at my time, it was sesamilia, which we called mead.
Exactly.
But it was some popcorn mead. I mean, big juicy nubs, light green with them orange veins all in it. And you hit it, and you was perfectly happy with what you purchased. Right.
Exactly.
I was about, let's say about 13. About 13.
Okay.
And I realized that I had a passion for cannabis around 15. I would collect, like this before we had social media, before all that. So I would collect magazines from High Time, right?
Me too.
And I would take the high time plants and I have it all around my room. I had like a shrine around my whole room, and then at that time we were using blunt wraps. So I had like 1,000 blunt wraps around the room with like each plant that had then came out in the magazine. And then under that I had, the phototype information, like it's a sativa, it's a hybrid,
that's dope.
it's an indica,
As a teenager?
As a teenager,
That's
I
dope.
always loved the crop, but the world showed me that it had hate for the
Yeah,
crop.
it was evil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was.
Absolutely.
And I've been affected by cannabis in ways that many other men and women have been affected, but it's still a part of my life and I appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
Because now I get to see it in a more legal and health-worthy way.
Exactly.
And I went from an individual who was afraid to talk about cannabis to where now I enjoy talking about cannabis. You know what I mean? It's a passion because I know the true benefits.
Exactly.
Right? I know about the cannabinoids. I know about the minerals. I know about the vitamins, the proteins. So a lot of people don't know. Your crops got vitamins, proteins, and minerals in it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
it's
so
good
once
for
you get the
anxiety.
proper education behind
Exactly.
it. So for me, it started early.
Okay.
It started early, real early.
That's what's up. It started for me when I was like 15.
Oh, right on.
My brother introduced me, but I've always, once I got started, and I just loved it.
Right.
And I've always had a passion.
So
do
what
something.
influenced you? Like what was the start of it? Like what made you dive into it? Like you saw your peers doing it and it was like, oh, I want to smoke.
Well, what
or was
made
it like
me get into it was I have arthritis,
yes.
and I didn't want to take the prescription drugs because you get habits.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay. So I started doing the research on hemp and everything. So I'm like, oh, I like to do the edibles, the treats and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what got me started.
Yeah.
And I started, and I never looked back.
Now, I would tell you,
I love what I do.
the first time I tried any of you guys' product, I was just blown away because I felt that you put some sense of passion and love into your product. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like another whipped up, infused product. We got enough of those, right? It actually tastes delicious, right? And it's actually some people wanted hot wings.
Yeah,
It's fresh.
You know, you came out with what they wanted, right? So I can tell that it come from a daring place, like a caring place. Like you had arthritis. For me, I had carpal tunnel at a young age too. My hand would lock up. I was an IT professional. I would do computers, right? So I would use cannabis and hemp and go to class, and people would wonder why I never really read the books because the answer was in my head, and I couldn't explain to the teachers or no one about it. All they would say is, "Oh yeah," but yeah, look at my grades, and I graduated, and at the time they had a little graduation test.
People fail to understand, it elevates your processed thoughts. Your creativity, it just takes you to a place that you be like, man.
I love it.
I do too. I love, I sit down and I read the Bible and it just, like the pages coming to you.
Yeah, they come out to you. And thus said the word. Whoa.
Yes.
Like
But
you
you
never heard it
start
before.
meditating.
Yes.
You meditate, you get up into your spirituality. It's deep.
Yes. So a lot of people so we really have to dive into the science behind cannabis, and inflammation and pain, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're dealing with any form of inflammation and pain, cannabis is your go-to crop. Whether you're dealing with hemp is strictly high levels of CBD,
right,
lower levels of THC, right?
Okay.
So it's not to be misconfused as it's not in the same plant. It's just different species. They're in the same family. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So when you deal with what they call marijuana, you just have higher levels of THC, and some have lower levels of CBD, but some have high levels of CBD as well. So it just depends on the process and when the crop is grown. It depends on the seeding of the crop, which is the DNA of the seeds and where it's been originated. All of that is important. And as a young man, around 16, 17 years old, I saw the future and I knew that one day this crop would be dominant amongst the people, right? And I had the passion to get into business at 17. But in the state of Georgia, entrepreneurship into cannabis is not the route you want to take as a young 17-year-old because the state does not agree with your passion, especially in Georgia.
Yes.
Yep, and at 17, you're an adult.
Yeah, and then at this time, it was not where the culture is now. It wasn't as understanding. You didn't even have hemp available.
Absolutely.
Why? But it wasn't,
Right.
And with that being the case, it leads us to taking the options we need to take, right? Many of us come from cultures that use natural herbs, right? Like liniments and different things of that nature, right?
Absolutely.
So to me, cannabis is simply another herb that was given to us to heal ourselves, right? It shouldn't have any restrictions at all. It should be treated just the same as you would treat turmeric. You take turmeric, too much turmeric as curcumin, right? Too much curcumin, high blood pressure, you have a problem, right? I don't know too many people that smoke too many blunts of cannabis had a problem. Now the blunts is a problem because it's not real, it's artificial.
Right.
But if you look into the facts behind the science, you never really had anybody just die from cannabis. Cannabis is the results. Now I don't know. They may have a case study where we found one case and you were wrong. Well, shit, I'm talking about overall, right?
Absolutely.
So as a young man, I knew this, but we could not act on what we knew.
No, not back then.
No.
So tell people about your product. What you have going on. Where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me at Mr Fredds on Instagram. That's MrFredds. And you'll see a lot of the things that we do. But the products that I have in front of you, I have an array of products. We have an air freshener line called Infredescence. We carry the air freshener line to aid with the assistance of protection for individuals who like to travel and meditate, right?
Right.
So you may need to change the aroma in which is in your vehicle, and that's what our company provides, right? Next to that, you have our salves. The salves are pretty much oil and beeswax based, all natural. We have the Mary Jane, which is our green and white container. It is the rosemary dominant based product.
Okay.
And next to that, we have our Lavender Kush. And the Lavender Kush is really unique in that we took lavender and infused it with different herbs for skin issues and also to aid with sleep problems. So if you have like sleep amnesia or something of that nature, we can help you with that product, right? Next to that product, we have our immune system builder, which is an agave, right? We put it in agave, which is plant-based, keeping it in the vegan lane. But we infuse that with over 30 different herbs. And out of those 30 different herbs, there are formulated to help build your immune system. It's formulated to help remove mucus.
Wow.
And many other things. It's really great. You can study some of the herbs that we have inside. And we created this product because a lot of people are unaware that building your immune system is the number one thing you need to do right now, right?
Absolutely.
Your immune system needs to be your number one focus, more than anything, more than your financial literacy and your financial state. Your immune system right now. I cannot overly push that to people,
Absolutely.
Especially with COVID going on and with the vaccine. I will not get too much into the vaccine, my point of view, and things of that nature. But I would say that if you have had the vaccine or are planning on getting the vaccine, make sure you really build your immune system. And if you're not going to get the vaccine, the same thing. Make sure you really build your immune system. So that product that we have there is really efficient. You can add it to juices, lemonades. You can put it on top of fruits, and it's super efficient.
It's oil?
Well, actually, agave is like a sweetener, so it has more of a syrup type base.
Okay.
All right. Now this one here.
That's good for coffees. You can put it in
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
It's like the agave. You could buy it in the store. I drink
Correct.
it like instead of sugar.
Exactly.
You can use
It's
that.
excellent for anyone who has like high blood pressure.
Yes.
It aids with those who have diabetes. You know, I can't really get into many other details saying that it would do this, but it's known to help with weight loss, right?
Okay.
But this particular product here is our 50-50 agave. Now, we infuse this with 50% CBD and 50% Delta 8, right?
Okay.
So it's
I've
sort of
heard
like
about that Delta 8.
all right, so Delta 8 is a cannabinoid that is found in the hemp plant. This is hemp-derived Delta 8.
Okay.
So it's THC, and it comes from the hemp plant. Currently, it was considered to be legal, but I've seen a lot of the markets pulling some of it back because of the lack of control in the industry right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel that Delta 8 is extremely efficient in aiding with inflammation. It gives you the similar highest like Delta 9, but not as extreme.
Okay.
So I think it's perfect for someone who's not normally using cannabis,
Right.
but they need, cannabis for health reasons.
Absolutely.
So it's excellent for that. When you get into cannabis and the hemp plant, it has many cannabinoids. And Delta 8, CBD, CBN, CBG, these are just cannabinoids that are being highlighted,
Okay.
So you have to just study the crop. And once you know the science behind the crop, then you know, okay, these are the products that I want to put on the market to help my people,
I feel
So
you.
the agave for me is super efficient and it's delicious.
Yeah, it is.
And
I've tried it.
yeah, and it's here for you. You can go to MrFredds.com and get all of these products. So next, I want to tell you guys about our lemonades. Now the lemonades are also infused with Delta 8. It also comes in a strictly only CBD version. The Delta 8 version is 50-50 CBD, 50 Delta 8. It's 50 milligrams each. All right, for a total of 100 milligrams in the lemonade. When we do not use the Delta 8, we do 100 milligrams on the lemonade.
Okay.
All right. I do a triple infusion, meaning I let it go through the cycle about 3 times to ensure that it's effective and it do what it's supposed to do. All right. Right here on the bottle, some of the things that it will aid with is like pain relief, anti-inflammation. It actually helps with memory. You know, a lot of people think cannabis is just going to erase your memory. If you study the plant, it actually may help you. It also aids with nausea, and it's excellent for like muscle recovery. So if you work out, right, and you know you've been in the gym going hard, right, and you're sore, well, our lemonade, our agaves, our teas, these are designed to help you quickly and efficiently. All right. Also, those salves, you rub them on your muscles, let them sit there about 2-3 minutes, you'll be able to relax. Right.
All right.
On this end right here, we actually have our own line of hemp flour.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm going to talk about.
So we focus on pre-rolls, but we do sell in bulk as well. But our pre-rolls we feel are super efficient to deliver what you need. And in our packs, we do about 5 pre-rolls. There are 100 milligrams each.
Okay.
So it's a total of about 3 grams of hemp flour.
Okay.
And we have a cherry abacus. Cherry abacus is our hemp flour that comes in at about 24.58, right? That's a high percentage of CBD. So this is going to be extremely sedative. It's going to be excellent for after work, after a long day.
Right.
This would be excellent for that. We have a new strand coming, super sour space candy. Yes, it's really delicious. So we get our flour from multiple growers. I have relationships with growers. Do y'all know any growers?
I don't. I know you do.
I mean, I'm glad exactly. We just connected the dots.
We just connected
We
with
let
you.
it align with the
I
universe.
do know a grower.
Yeah.
Now we
Uncle
do.
Graham.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So when
Graham, that's Zaza.
yeah. When you know a grower,
And I know another grower. What's her name?
she knows some
Zaza
growers.
I say
Queen.
it's Zaza Queen.
So I know
So,
2 growers.
when you know
I take
growers,
that back. Shout out to them.
when you know growers, you're able to get product more efficiently.
Absolutely.
Especially in a bulk quantity. But we don't really, we have some local companies that we work with as far as hemp flour, because Georgia do have some companies
Do
here.
you work with Georgia Hemp?
Georgia Hemp Co. Those are some of my good friends. A lot of
Shout
the
out
people
to
in
them.
that, yes, they're very beautiful.
Yes.
Very beautiful people. I know a lot of the dispensaries, a lot of the smoke shops, a lot of the companies in the area, ATLRX, Coastal Greens. I got one, Hemp Haven. She's so special and dear to me. Hemp Haven is special and dear. It's because she's a queen, and I would love to get her on your show.
I would love
because
to have her.
she has a passion for hemp in a way that I just can't explain. She need to explain herself.
Yes,
You know what I
I
mean?
would love to
so
have
shout
her.
out to
Shout
Hemp
out
Haven,
to
one of the largest like hemp providers I've seen in the state right now.
That's
She's really doing well. So a lot of the local companies, I know many of them, but I buy my product from states that I feel have the environment that I'm looking for, like Vermont, right?
Right.
And in Vermont, we deal with Sunset Lake CBD, and their crop has just been superior. So shout out Sunset. It's just been superior. I mean, I've tried other products,
Right.
and I haven't seen any product that actually deliver what this has for my patients. Right. Now we are now just got samples of some Gas House
All
CBD,
right.
and I'm impressed. I would say I'm impressed with Gas House CBD.
Okay.
So that may be a conversation that myself and my team look forward to having with them, because it's really beautiful.
Okay.
So when we talk about hemp and CBD, I just want to mention that if you want to get in this industry, you need to learn things such as COAs, right? COA is the certificate that you need to prove that you have third-party lab testing, okay? Third-party lab testing is highly important, right?
Right.
A lot of people say, "Oh, Mr. Fred, I don't know where to go get that. How do I get that?" Well, what you do is you call Mr. Fred, and Mr. Fred has developed relationships with about 4 to 5 different labs that would ensure you get everything you need, from your potency test all the way down to testing for metals and testing for moisture. All of those can be done, from getting your products labeled, from getting your products shipped from Atlanta to over 40 states. That is open to receive your product. Contact Mr. Fred as soon as you can. While we are still looking to help build others, we will continue to do this forever. But I wanted to mention that, so when people want to go legal, they say, how is it legal? How are you legally able to do this?
That's my next question.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
why
So to legally move in this industry, again, third-party lab testing is important. Another option is white labeling, right? You can go white label. You have companies who are licensed to extract and manufacture CBD, hemp, right? And cannabis, and you have to white label with those companies, right? So let's say you wanted to have Auntie CBD, right? What you would do is contact the companies and figure out which product you want. What product do you relate to? You're more of a food individual, so edible products work great, right? So like we have gummies, right? So our gummies are white label. Let me show you these here. These are our gummies. I do not reproduce these gummies, right? We buy these gummies in a bulk capacity and repackage them, right? Or we have the label placed on the company and shipped to us, and all we do is resell. So that's really the easiest way for someone to get in the market legally, is white label.
Okay, so
Okay.
tell the people how they can get in touch with you
All right,
find your
so
product.
and find your
again,
product.
you can go to MrFredds.com, or if you're on Instagram, you can stop by Mr. Fredds. That's MrFredds, and send me a DM. I do respond. I do follow back. I am a real human who wants to see you succeed. So don't be afraid to connect with me, as you all know.
Okay.
And yeah, let's build this community legally, so we don't have to be like roaches and worry about raids.
Okay, and you can reach me.
You know what I mean?
When we was in the living room, I want to make a note.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Fred was our first.
Yes, I remember.
In the living room.
Yeah, it was in you guys' living room.
Yes.
With
Yeah.
no episode, we never got to post it.
Oh, wow.
Bigger than that.
Oh, wow. Yes, that's beautiful.
And this is now.
Yes.
You feel?
Yes, this is beautiful.
So
Yeah.
now we got you to come back to do it right.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And I really appreciate
But
you.
I love you guys' growth. I love y'all growth. And I love you guys equally the same, for real.
Yeah.
Yes,
Y'all can
sir.
reach me at Dylan, DILLION, Deborah, DEBRA. And y'all follow me on Late Night Trappin' with Auntie. You know, and you get $5 off.
Hold on, wait. You got a deal when they follow you on the site?
Yeah.
What the deal? Come on, y'all. Come on, what the deal? Come on, let hear about it. Y'all pay
$5
attention.
off
Yep.
Okay.
Your next treat
Okay.
you purchase from me.
Ooh,
All
she
you gotta
doing
do is show that
discounts.
you follow.
That's all you gotta do. Show
Discounts.
me that you follow me.
Hit the blue button.
That's
Yeah.
it. You know.
And send us a screenshot and we gonna give you $5 off.
So they can get $5 off them wings.
Yes,
Yeah,
off the
everything.
And
Waffles,
if you doing
fried
the
rice.
Wednesday, they $12 already.
So that'll be $8.
$7.
They throwing.
We trying to
Y'all
put
look,
y'all in
they
the cheat code.
throwing it away. Y'all better catch it, man. Listen, they giving it away.
$5 for the trap.
Hey, but look, no, before we roll out, let me tell y'all this food is so delicious, right? And I've been sitting here being cool and running my mouth. That's how you know it ain't hit right.
I'm about to
You know what
go
I'm
back
saying?
into it.
God, look, man. Boom. Y'all little auntie, get y'all something to eat, man.
Yes, follow your auntie, and I want to thank you again for coming out.
Oh yeah, I
And
appreciate
I
it.
really, y'all don't know, Mr. Fred is like my mentor.
I said the real
Oh,
mentor.
thank you,
You
man.
know, I admire you,
Thank
and
you all.
I admire your growth.
Yeah.
Thank y'all, man.
I
Listen,
speak very highly of you.
I think I appreciate
I
that,
do.
man. Give praise. I appreciate
know.
you all for real. Like, it's received with real love, for real. Thank y'all, and thank y'all for having me here, man. This
No
setup is
problem.
nice. Like,
Thank you.
hey, man, they doing it. Y'all better get with them. They doing it.
So like
They
I
doing it.
say,
Make
y'all.
sure you follow me,
Alright.
Kween Kalanii, KWEEN_KALANI, and you can listen to any of all my music. All Hail the
she's
Queen,
nice.
Kween Kalanii on all platforms.
Damn.
And we feed the homeless every third Saturday of every month.
Yep.
So if you want to do some donations, whatever,
Or a contribution.
just DM us or drop it off up here.
That's awesome.
We'll greatly appreciate it. And like I said, thanks for coming out.
Thanks.
Peace
I
and
got an announcement. Wait.
What's
I
that?
signed up for esthetician school, so I was so big.
Oh.
Skin and the wax.
shout out to my
I'm
baby.
serving facials and waxes to the celebrities and my
There you go.
and I'm gonna do a
Look,
CBD skin
spot.
line that Mr. Fred gonna help me keep long.
Beam, y'all heard it. Hey, man. Hey, all it take. All it take. That's it. Hey.
Like
Spot by
I say,
shade.
peace, soul, and y'all stay woke.
Stay woke.
Always.